Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jaya Gaurahari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jaya Gaurahari Bol. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai, Jai, Hari Hari. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Dhyananjana Shalakaya Sakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Dadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathānvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalitam Shri Vishakhamritam Cha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshakarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते कृपातं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं। परमानंद माधव श्री चैतन्य। Hare Krishna. It's audible to us. So welcome to the Sunday Feast class. So we have started the Krishna Leela series, right? So last week we had a wonderful pastime of Putana. So what was the Putanas representing? Putana represents what? Pseudo Guru. So we should avoid the pseudo Guru, the relationship with the pseudo Gurus. So that was the one we heard. That's the Kartikeya Prabhu has given that class, and we should be little, even though right the speaker is not good or good, so we should get into the pastimes. So in that way, no, so we can relish the pastimes. Okay. So today the next pastime which we are going to see is Sakatasura. So this pastime, which has happened within 3 months. So the Putana pastime happened. The what is the age of? So many answers. 6 days. So 6 days. Within 6 days, Krishna has performed a leela. Right? So that's not possible with any normal human beings. So this shows the supreme personalities. He has the capacity to show when he was at the age of 6 itself. Okay. So I have sent one the text in all your mobiles. So we have a text from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 7, the first 17 verses. So what we are going to plan is, so we read text by text because this text is by translation given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So we will read those texts, and there are some commentaries from our acharyas. We'll go through it. So that is a pattern. So one, I will tell which text to read. So we'll give options for both Matajis and Prabhupis. Okay. So let's start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Uderaya Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindayo Namo Namaha. So as I said, the pastime of Sakatasura comes in the first part, the first 17 verses of the Canto 10, Chapter 7. So I request some Matajis to read the verse 1 and 2. Kindly pass the mic. It's given in all the Rajabhumi devotees. Yeah, you read the book, the translation.
The translation is common to King Parikshit said, my Lord Shukadeva Goswami, all the various activities exhibited by the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are certainly pleasing to the ear and to the mind. Simply by one's hearing of these activities, the dirty things in one's mind immediately vanish. Generally, we are reluctant to hear about the activities of the Lord, but Krishna's childhood activities are so attractive that they are automatically pleasing to the mind and the ear. Thus, one's attachment for hearing about material things, which is the root cause of material existence, vanishes, and one gradually develops devotional service to the Supreme Lord, attachment for Him, and friendship with devotees who give us the contribution of Krishna consciousness. If you think it fit, kindly speak about those activities of the Lord.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. The first two verses are very special. Why? Because so we have the scene, right? Who is hearing the stories? Parikshit Maharaj. From who? Sukadev Goswami. So Parikshit Maharaj just heard the the first pastime of Krishna, Putana. So now this scene is, it said that Sukadeva Goswami is just completed and Parikshit Maharaj just heard. So now Parikshit Maharaj is trying to express his feelings about hearing the first story. So now the first two verses are very special here because Parikshit Maharaj just heard the pastime and completely because he was very thrilled after hearing the pastime. So that is the thrilling because a 6 days baby can't do this kind of a pastime. So that's why Parikshit Maharaj was thrilled by hearing this. So now the Parikshit Maharaj is saying to Sukadeva Goswami, my dear spiritual master Sukadeva Goswami. So these pastimes of Krishna are like sweets, sweets in a sweet shop. There are different types of varieties of sweets in different bottles. So the any pastime when we hear, it is so sweet. So that is one first thing. So these commentaries are from acharyas. So just repeating the same. So then Parikshit Maharaj saying, you have spoken about the various pastimes like Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narshim Dev. So all the pastimes, and also Shukadeva Goswami has already spoke about Krishna also, the pastimes of Krishna. But now Shukadeva Goswami is going to tell about already started telling about the childhood pastimes. So this childhood pastimes are everything was nice. Now Parikshit Maharaj is saying that Karna Ramyani. So this Karna Ramyani means it was pleasing to the ears by during the hearing itself. So that is one thing. And Manajnani, it also pleasing to the mind and the heart. So heart is pleased, ears are pleased, the soul is nourished by hearing this pastime. So there is also a mention of the word Bhagavan. So Krishna is the master of Shad Aishwarya Purna. So he is the the proprietor of all the six opulences. And these six opulences are unlimited opulences. He is also mentioning the word called Hari because Hari is the one who takes away the inauspiciousness from our hearts. He is also saying about Ishvaraha. So he is the Paramishwar. There is no one equal or greater than him. So why is saying all this while reading this pastime? Any thoughts? Why suddenly Parikshit Maharaj started telling about these words?
Was excited by hearing
Okay.
he wants to hear more, so he is glorifying the pastime so that he will inspire the speaker to speak more on the pastime.
That is also true. But what Acharya says is, so somebody is reading this pastimes of Krishna, no, they should not just think it's all just a baby. So to remind all the whoever is hearing this pastimes, no, they should not think it's just a baby. So that's why Shukadeva Goswami when he was narrating, Parikshit Maharaj is repeating for the audience to be clear that he is not a baby, he is a supreme personality of God. That's why these words have been preserved. So these are all Acharya's words. So here in this chapter, right, we will see how Krishna has lifted his lotus feet and almost like a feather. So when a 3 months baby, how the lotus feet of that baby looks, it's very tender, right? It's like a leaf, a small leaf of a big tree, a tender leaf. So it is just like a tender leaf. So Krishna has just touched the car. So you could have go to the first slide, Prabhuji. So it's just like a tender feet. It's just a tender leaf. So he has just touched the card. So this card, and what happened by just touching, it has broken, jumped, and fell off. So that's the one we are going to see more detail. So, and also, right, somebody may think that these pastimes are like adventurous stories. Why adventurous? So in Putana's story, we have seen the Putana's body was in terms of miles, right? So we have seen such kind of uh, the visualizations in which in movies, right? In English movies, we have seen, right? So people just think that it's like a adventurous stories. Now, why adventurous? Because now the children's what they read generally, they go through the stories, the fictitious stories like He-Man, Batman, Superman, and such kind of the stories. Now, why they are very eager to see such kind of adventurous movies? Because they have a great thirst. So once they have seen the first episode, people wants to go and see and again and again and again. So what happens? So now, who is the supreme hero here for us? Krishna and his incarnations, like Krishna, Rama, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, and all his incarnations. These are the supreme heroes. So, if the spiritual adventures are not taught to these kids, what happens? All these kind of characters. What are the characters? Mouse, tiger, elephants, then all this Superman, Spider-Man, all these things are being taught to them, right? We have from the childhood days itself, so we are showing it to them. So these are made by the man. These are all man-made movies and also done in a place where all these are all artificially made. Nothing which is natural. So what happens now? All these children know observed in these characters, and they develop the consciousness with these Mickey Mouse, dogs, cats, mouse, etc. Okay, and will enter into the child's mind. So now this poor child, when they grow, what happens? These characters know get into their mind so deep. So everyone knows, right? What happened to Jada Bharat? Jada Bharat took a hmm? Yes. So when these children know, visualize these characters, and also what we have done, we have filled in all our homes of these characters only. We think no, these are all which helps us. No, it doesn't help anything in spiritually, also in materially, also. It's a zero. But that, and also, right, there is a possibility of getting into a lower species kingdom. So to come out of that, so for the children are so tender, their mind is so filled with these kind of characters. So instead of showing these characters, we have to show the supreme hero Krishna Katha. So this is the stage set for hearing the Krishna Katha. And also, right, um, the Acharya said, no, consider you have a boil on your body. Okay. So what you do, you just want to, you blow, right? It will reduce the effect of that. But it doesn't go. So you have to go to a doctor and apply medicine. So same way, this material world sufferings cannot help us to come out of this cycle of birth and birth. So in this way, we have to make sure whenever you get an opportunity to hear about Krishna Katha, get into the pastime. This will help us to come out of this. So we have a lot of real adventures of the Supreme Lord. So In this way, when they perform the adventures, if you faithfully hear these pastimes with grace, transcendental faith, then these pastimes will cleanse our hearts. So, since why we are here, our hearts are so much contaminated, we are unable to go back to Krishna. So, these pastimes are so wonderful. So what we saw, no, these pastimes are not pleasing to the ears, not pleasing. It's pleasing to the ears, pleasing to the mind, and pleasing to the heart. And he's saying that. So now, Parikshit Maharaj is saying, Lord Hari will take away inauspicious from the heart. Heart becomes purified, and all the bad desires will go away, and the animal within us will also go away, and angel will be awakened. So these are the benefits of hearing Krishna Katha. So he also continues that there are five big fruits you will get by hearing the Krishna Katha. The first one is distaste from hearing Krishna Katha. So whenever we start hearing Krishna Katha, the eagerness to hear again and again will start. So how we should practice that is every day you should keep hearing Krishna Katha little by little. So in this way you will become jubilant and excited to hear Krishna Katha more and more. So that is the first one. What is the one? Distaste. Second one, mind and heart will be cleansed. We're hearing the Krishna Katha. Next, the next one is the hankering for sex life, more wealth, position, post, honor, prestige, and all this hankering will go away. So, what this hankering will make you? It will produce unhealthy comparison. So, when you have this unhealthy comparison, this will produce greed, and we'll fight for other living entities and try to put ourselves in the center, and we want everyone to be around us. So this kind of demands and all these things goes away. The first one is distaste, second one is mind and heart will be cleansed, then third one is anchoring will go away, and also we get devotion to Lord Hari. And the last one is you will become friendly with all the devotees. So these are the five big fruits. Did anybody doesn't want these big fruits? You want, right? So these are the big fruits which we can. And and after mentioning this, he says that if you don't mind, he is telling to Sukadeva Goswami, can you kindly narrate more of Krishna's pastime? So they are so thrilling. So now when so Krishna wants to show the power of his lips. What he did, Krishna killed Putana. That shows us the power of the lips. So to show the power of the lotus feet, he has touched the cart. So it just touched, it went, it collapsed. And show the power of the hands, he just caught hold of the Trinavatra and crushed him on the ground. And also to show the power of his belly, what he showed? He showed the whole universe in his belly by opening his mouth. So this way, Krishna is not expanding like from this Vamanadev and other incarnations. He is just keeping his body cool, right? Coolly, he keeps his body like a small, tender baby and displays a tremendous powers. So, in this way, right, Krishna is just a baby and started showing. So, Chakravarti Thakur is giving one nice example. So, he says that Vajrapi Katoram Kusumadapi Omanam. So, what is that? So devotees like Yashoda, Nanda, Gopis, Gopas, right? He exhibits himself like who are the lovers of Krishna. He keeps himself the body as like a butter. So now Yashoda is wondering, is it a child or a butter? So that much soft. So soft like a blue butter. So the Krishna's body, it's like a blue, right? It's the whole body looks blue. It's like a blue butter, soft and tender. So, but with his devotee, he's like a tender flower. With demons, his feet acted like a thunderbolt, right? If you just see a small touch itself, no, it made the cart broke. So it's like Vajrapath. So Vajrapath on the bodies of the demons. In this way, he has purified these demons and make them to go back to Godhead. So these are the pastimes. So Parikshit Maharaj says these are Adbhuta Leelas. Is it really Adbhuta Leelas? Yes. Therefore, he said he wished to hear more and more of the childhood pastimes. So he is requesting, please tell me more. Okay. So can someone read the next verse from Prabhuji's?
Please describe other pastimes of Krishna. Please describe other pastimes of Krishna, the Supreme Personality, who appeared on this planet Earth, imitating a human child and performing wonderful activities like killing Putana.
Yes. Actually, Krishna's pastimes are very special. Why? Huh? Mercy. Okay.
He is delivering the demons.
Okay. Very interesting. Thrilling. Yes. Delivering the demons. So if you see, right, so for example, Krishna has come to this world, and consider any other species comes to this world, what they do, they get attracted. The male get attracted to the females. But when also when a man wants to write a letter, he writes a letter to the girlfriend, not to the cats, dogs, and monkeys kind of. But when you see here, Krishna is attracted to cows, calves, deers, peacocks, birds, monkeys, along with gopis and gopas. So he is attached to the males as much as females. So we should not criticize Krishna that he is attracted to only gopis. So Krishna, when he comes to the world, he is attracted to all this. So when saying Krishna has come as Lord Chaitanya, so all the animals in the forest like tiger, uh, lion, the deer and elephants, no, everyone were attracted to the Sankirtan. So in this way, his childhood pastimes are very special. So Srila Prabhupada says in the verse 3 that a child sitting on the lap of his mother was able to kill gigantic Putana is extremely wonderful for the inhabitants of this planet. But on the other planets, the inhabitants are more advanced, and therefore the pastimes of the Lord performs there are still more wonderful. Krishna's appearance on this planet, like a human being, makes us more fortunate than the demigods in the higher planets. And therefore, Maharaj Parikshit was very much interested in hearing about it. So the interest has increased more and more. So if you see that, even actually the demigods also wants to participate in the Krishna's pastime. So so what happened is the demigods changed their bodies. They also got into the to get into the pastimes of the cow herds, like they converted into the calves and just entered into that. And also we have seen the pastime of Lord Shiva getting into the pastime of gopis, the Ras Leela. So these are like the even the demigods they want to get into the pastime of Krishna. So if somebody wants to get into the pastime, what is the qualification? Should be a devotee only. It should be he should be a pure devotee, not just a devotee. Should be a pure devotee. Is demigods a mixed devotee or pure devotees? Mixed devotees. They are still in the material world. They are contaminated with this, and they are also ruling the whole world from the material perspective. So they are mixed, but they have great eagerness to come to the earth, to come to this world, and enjoy the pastimes of Krishna. In this way, you see the Vrindavan pastimes are so nectarian, and even demigods also wants to take part and relish. So verse 4.
Sukadeva Goswami
No,
said,
Mataji's.
Sukadeva Goswami said, when Mother Yashoda's baby was planting his body to attempt to rise and turn around, this attempt was observed by a Vedic ceremony. In such a ceremony called Uttana, which is performed when a child is due to leave the house for the first time, the child is properly bathed. Just after Krishna turned 3 months old, Mother Yashoda celebrated this ceremony with other women of the neighborhood. On that day, there was a conjunction of the moon with the constellation Rohini. As the Brahmanas joined by chanting Vedic hymns and professional musicians also took part, this great ceremony was observed by Mother Yashoda.
Yes. So in this word, the word autanika is used. What is autanika is? So Krishna was 3 months old baby. So one of the days the gopis have observed something different from this on the third month. So what is that is Krishna is turning around. So generally the babies how they sleep, they put the back on the back side of their body on the bed, right? So when the gopis know were observing, they do observe every day. They go and observe the changes on Krishna. So one day they observed Krishna was turning around, and when they turned around, so the gopis and although the friends of Yashoda Mai, everybody gathered together and went to Yashoda. Hey Yashode, you see your little darling has changed his body's position, that he has turned over, and so we should put up a festival for this. So this is the festival name called Uttana. Also, right, the first festival they celebrated was, what's the name of the first festival? Nandotsav. So who was leading the Nandotsav festival? Nanda Maharaj. So all the men's were leading that festival. Now Uttana festival is going to be led by all females. So in this way, in our Vedic culture, every festival someone will be leading and other will be assisting it. So this particular festival was led by the all Yashoda Mai and the friends. Here, the gopis were telling to Yashoda Mai, it's not, Krishna is not your child, it's everybody's child. So we will also participate and celebrate this festival. So, and also it's mentioned there was a Rohini Nakshatra on the sky. So it was very auspicious time that they want to celebrate this festival. And also, right, our acharyas were telling in Vedic life, the man goes out and he involves in business and he earns money and give to their his wife, and wife takes care of works like a acts like a finance minister and releases the money. In this way, right, this is how the our Vedic style where this both men and women work together to lead a life. And also in this verse, as soon as the Parikshit Maharaj heard and asked Sukadeva Goswami to narrate pastimes, Sukadeva Goswami was very, very happy. He immediately started to narrate. Why? He was happy because Parikshit Maharaj was his disciple, and whatever the instructions, whatever he was telling, he was able to act on it. So in this way, he was able to please Sukadeva Goswami, and Sukadeva Goswami was happy because he chanted all the 9 cantos, and he started with the 10th canto. He was able to see that the king has observed a great taste for the Krishna Lila. So because of this, he started narrating the pastimes. Also, right, there is also mentioned about Vaditra Gita in the verse. Actually, we are not reciting the Sanskrit shlokas, but few words which we want to emphasize here is, so when Yashoda Mai called all the gopis and gopas and planned for the party, so she also called the band party. So where, right, like various varieties of music and chanting were also involved in this party. There is one more word called Vija Mantra Vachakais. So the Brahmanas came and chanted the Vedic mantras for blessing the child. So everywhere the home were reverberating with Vedic sound. They start with Hari Om. So like this, right, the various varieties of the mantras have been chanted. So by hearing these Vedic mantras, Krishna went to sleep. Okay, you all in the pastime, right? And he started slowly started to be dosing. So now the acharyas know, they brought the lunch. Actually, last week, right, Kartika was telling, right, acharyas come and see. So when Krishna went to dose, when he was started dosing, so what was the acharya's comment on this? Anybody know why Krishna dosed here? See, various the whole house was the festival mood, and okay, Krishna is just 3 months old, and he will be tired and so many things. But Acharya's perspective to see this, why Krishna dosed.
Because Krishna will be put aside for the devotees.
Huh? Yes, Mataji.
So the Krishna will be put aside from the devotees, and even if the demon is coming to attack.
So this is our everybody's perspective. We see that was, but what Acharya sees this? Why Krishna dosed? The reason is, so when Krishna started hearing all the Vedic mantras, these Vedic mantras are the formal worship of the Supreme Lord. So somebody goes, a man goes to our office, he will be called in, sir, good morning, sir, in all various ways of sales, right? So he will be in the official Supreme Lord. For example, that person is in the top position. The same person, when he comes home, he feels very, no, not tired. He will be feeling better than what he is, because he wants to be informal at home. So now, when Vedic mantras are chanted, it all look like a very formal way of addressing the Lord. When you love Krishna and you like Brajavasis, right? So then it's an informal way of loving, and you see, right, the love flows in all the hearts, and everybody wants to be part of Krishna's pastime. So in this way, there's a difference here. The Krishna, right? Okay, um, whatever you chant is all I agree. You are accepting me as a formal Supreme Lord, but I want only a loving nature from everyone, like how Brajavasis love me. Okay, you go ahead and chant, keep chanting. I will take a nap. So here it shows Krishna is not interested on the knowledge about him, or if you would kindly address him the Vedic way style. So he wants a natural, informal way of loving. So in this way, he said, I will go ahead and sleep. You all can continue in that. Okay, so now why we need to go through all the scriptures? We are reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are trying to gain the knowledge of Krishna. We can everyone start loving Krishna, right? Is it possible?
When we become pure.
Yes. So we are so much anattas which has accumulated by just we don't have the knowledge to love Krishna first of all. So now first we have to gain the knowledge and remove all our skeptical questions on the various pastimes and the scriptures. Then only you will be more comfortable about addressing the Krishna also. Even today, right? We don't have that eligibility to directly address Krishna. So we have to go via the parampara gurus. So in this way, right, uh, 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 the acharyas has mentioned that the Krishna loves the devotees loving him instead of formally addressing him. One more thing is these gopis are very special. So if you see, right, this pastime has happened later point, but still, right, the acharyas, the comments given by the various leaders. So one day, the all the gopis and the Yashodamai friends, they came to the Yashodamai's home, saying, so that time Krishna was little grown. He was just hiding in behind the Yashodamai's sari. So now, when these gopis came, no, Yashode, just see, Krishna is just hiding without, as though he doesn't know anything that he has come to our home and he stole the butter pots. Now he's just, as though he doesn't know anything, he's just hiding behind you. So now, then these gopis were telling, so we used to prepare butter and keep in the dark rooms, such that no, your darling will not come and steal this butter pots. But since he is wearing all the jewelries on in his body with gold, silver, which is glittering, that itself helps him to identify where the butter pots are there. Then Yashodamai said, "Oh, this is happening. So let me remove all the jewelry." Then the gopi says, even if you remove the jewelry, his body is so shining. Even with that itself, you can go and steal the butter. Then Yashodamai was helpless there. Then they were telling to Yashodamai, Yashode, don't worry about this. Why we want to prepare butter? It's only for him to steal, to come to our home and steal the butter. That's why we are doing. We are just joking. So in this way, these gopis are very like they have so much love on uh, uh, the Krishna here. And also one more pastime is you all know, right? the gopis doesn't want to see other forms of Krishna except Krishna. So recently, when I was hearing one particular, I forgot the name of the speaker. So he was telling there is a bird called Chataka bird. This Chataka bird, what it does, it drinks the rainwater directly from the clouds. When it's falling from the clouds, it goes and drink directly. It doesn't drink the water from anywhere, ponds, lakes, or even know that water is collected in a bowl. The rainwater is collected in a bowl. It won't drink it. Here, the gopis' eyes were compared to this particular bird. The reason is the gopis' eyes know they doesn't want to see Krishna other than Krishna. Sometime in one of the past time when the Ras Leela is happening, that gopis were searching for Krishna. So that time 400 Vishnu came. They were just paid obeisances and just passed away. They even Vishnu has come in that particular form. They doesn't want to see the Vishnu form. So this bird is compared to the gopis' eyes. So they doesn't want to see a different form of the Lord except Krishna. So now they wanted to celebrate this festival, Uttana festival. So they suggested Yashoda Mai arranging the band and Vadyam, and so many the relatives started coming. And also this Brahmanas in one particular place, they started raising the Vedic mantras. There is a word Chakara Shunor Abhishechanam Sati. So then they were planning to conduct a Abhishek for Krishna. So this Abhishek for Krishna is I think you have seen, right? There are so many posters where Krishna will be it's in a bowl. They kept Krishna there and they were started doing Abhishekam for Krishna. So this is a bathing ceremony. They did that. Can we go to the next verse? Prabhuji can read.
After completing the Vedic ceremony
Hmm.
for the child, the mother Yashoda received the Brahmanas by worshipping them with proper respect and giving them ample food, rains and other clothing, desirable clothes, and garlands.
Garlands.
The Brahmanas properly chanted Vedic hymns to observe the auspicious ceremony, and when they finished, and Mother Yashoda saw that the child felt sleepy. She lay down on the bed with the child until he was peacefully asleep.
Yes. So you see what happened. Mother Yashoda thought that we are putting a big festival now, the Uttana festival, and all this Mataji has to lead, right? Along with Mother Yashoda, the gopis and all friends are very busy in this activity. Now, when friends comes to the home, what we do, we'll be so busy, right? That time we will not give more attention to our kids. So in this way, Yashoda Mai also, she was so busy, she was not able to take care of the child Krishna. Okay, so now, so what she has to do, she is just waiting for when Krishna can doze. So in that way, no, she was just waiting for it. And also Krishna has taken a nice bath, right? They did a Abhishekam. And Abhishekam generally in those days, no, when Krishna's pastimes is all made of milk, curd, urine, cow dung. So it is the Panchagavya based Abhishekam. So now, since she has a lot of duties to be performed in the home, so and also right now, she was just watching when Krishna will become drowsy. So she found that as and when this Vedic mantras were chanted, he was dozing. Krishna was started dozing, and she got a. She was very happy that now Krishna is going to sleep. So let me find a place because the house is filled with all the relatives, friends, because the festival started. Now she was trying to find a place where she can keep Krishna, such that there is no disturbance for him. If somebody comes and disturbs us, again she will get engaged. So she found a place where the cart, you can see the cart, right? The cart, it was in there, the courtyard. So she went, she found that, and she placed a nice bed. Okay, generally the cart will be in a height where some people can sleep. Okay, so in that way she found a place. she kept a very nice the silk cloth bedding, such that no, she can keep Krishna in there. So after that, so she also, Mother Yashoda also started sleeping with her, because the child expects the mother to be with the child. And also, right, she just pulled her sari and just covered Krishna. So now Krishna was feeling very happy that mother is with him, and also, right, she was able to keep with her, and also nice breeze is going on, and there is no sound about any disturbance for Krishna. So once immediately she went to deep sleep, she immediately got up and she want to get into the regular activities for the festival. So that time when few kids were sitting near to Krishna, they were trying to see the beauty of Krishna, about the beauties of the Krishna sleeping. Then she said, kids, don't disturb him. If you all go and pinch him, no, he will get up again, and he will not allow me to do this Uttana, sorry, the festival. So now the kids also said, no, 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 we just want to watch the beauty of the Krishna sleeping, so we will go. So now that scene is over. Now she got into the normal activities. Can someone read verse 6 and 7?
The Reverend Mother Yashoda, observing, celebrating the Uttana ceremony, was busy receiving guests, worshipping them with all respect, and offering them clothing, fowls, garlands, and grains. Thus, she could not hear the child crying for his mother. After that time, the child Krishna, demanding to drink the milk of his mother's breast, and angrily threw his legs upward. Text 7. Lord Sri Krishna was lying down underneath the handcloth in the one corner of the courtyard, and although his little legs were as soft as leaves, when he struck the cord with his legs, it turned over violently and collapsed. The wheel separated from the axle, the arms and the spokes fell apart, and the whole of the handcart broke. On the cart there were many little utensils made of various metals, and all of them scattered either and thither.
Yes. So now Krishna suddenly got up. So when he got up, he did not see anyone near to him. So he saw that everybody is busy in their own affairs. So Yashodama is busy with her friends, and his father is busy with his friends. So now he is hungry to drink milk. So now there are no one to pay attention to him. So now, Krishna immediately right thought that now I should show some, I should make everybody running coming here. So I should show a little leela, such that no, everybody should come here. So what he did, he just lifted his lotus feet and touched the cart. So now the cart broke and jumped, and this was the scene. So now you can see in the picture also how the cart has just broke. Actually, right, if you see, is it possible that the cart is very high and the Krishna is very low, and by just lifting, whether his legs can touch, it's not possible, right? So there should be something. So if you see here, the wheels have just sinked on the earth. It's almost half of the wheel has gone down. So can you imagine when the wheel getting into the ground? Now it's almost that cart is going to crush Krishna here. So now, so who is involved in making this cart to go down? Is called the demon called Sakatasura. Okay. So if you just move, there is a slide which shows the past life of Shakatasura. Who is he? He was a Hiranyaksha's son. Okay, so this pastime is not mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So it's available in Garga Samhita and the other Puranas. So here, if you see who is Sakatasura, so he is the Hiranyaksha's son. So once he went to Lomasa Muni ashram. So this Lomasa Muni is a great rishi, and is also detached Rishi. So if you see right, there is a description about him. He has a very hairy body. So once in Brahma's day, one hair will fall down. So in that way, if you see his age, he is a long-lived rishi. So once, and he had a serene place where he was doing meditation and all his activities. So that time, this Lomasa Rishi, sorry, this Shakatasura. So his name is Utkacha. So this Utkacha, so he came there and started removing the trees there because it's a very serene place in it's towards the forest side. So he just came and started removing the trees. So in another Puranas, it said that he came with the girls and he wants to enjoy like Nalakuvera, how they were enjoying in the particular river and the pastime has happened. Similarly, this Shataka, this particular demon also wants to do the similar activities. So that time Lomas Rishi came and saw he's doing such an activity. So he cursed him immediately. You should, whatever the body you have, you should go off. Basically, you should become a ghost. So a ghost is it's a soul without a body. So then somehow this Utkacha came to know that the power of this particular rishi. Then he paid obeisances and he was saying sorry that I have done something wrong which I was not supposed to do. Then Lomasa Rishi So Lomas Rishi said, "See, whatever the curse I gave, I can't take it back. But there is, I'll give a boon that so you will roam as a in the air only. So that can't be changed. But when the Sakshusa Manmantra is over and Vaivasa Manu period will start, Lord Hari will descend, and with this lotus feet, you should go back to Godhead. So in this way, he got this boon. So now the Utkacha demon has taken a form called Shatakashura in this Krishna Leela. So Shataka is nothing but the cart. Since he got the basically he was under the shelter of this cart. That's the call the Shatakashura. The name of has come. Another thing is so the previous pastime, Kamsa saw that Putana, right? She had a hefty body. So with the hefty body, the Putana was not able to kill Krishna. So he thought, okay, let me send a ghost such that no, he will come back successful. That is the reason Kamsa has chosen this. And also, right, and why he has chosen Chatakashura is the ghost generally get blown over the wind. So if Utkacha goes and take the shelter of the Shataka, that's the cart, says that no, he get a shelter of the cart, and this pastime will happen, and they can easily kill the Krishna. So this was the few notes. This is from the pastimes. So just repeated here. So can someone read verse 8?
When Moses Yashoda and the other ladies
Mm-hmm.
who had assembled for the Tana festival, and all the men headed by Nanda Maharaja saw the wonderful situation, they began to wonder how the handcart had collapsed by itself. They began to wander here and there, trying to find the cause, but were unable to do so.
Yes. So it's mentioned that they saw Adbhuta Darshan. So this is the second darshan. The previous one is Putanas. So this is the second one, the Adbhuta Darshan. Here, the heavily loaded cart had broken upon the small baby who still lay there unhurt. This is the Adbhuta, right? So the heavy cart has gone down to kill the baby, but nothing happened to the baby. So this is the Adbhuta Darshan. So and also right, the cart has jumped off and fell. So this is also it was very curious to everyone that this particular darshan it was very astonishing to them. So everybody thinking that something should have happened to the child, but nothing has happened. So and also right, this particular Krishna was already thought right. I'll just do a little small lila, and everyone should come back. So this is how he made everyone to bring the attention on him. Okay, this is one of the interesting things, right? So in our lives also sometimes we forget Krishna. So sometimes no, we put Krishna at the back, and we create a situation, and Krishna creates a situation that, and after that we will be running towards Krishna. This is the situation happens to us also. So there are some examples, right? Like Draupadi calling Krishna, so that is another situation, and Gajendra calling Krishna, that is another situation. So until one comes across some difficulties or accident or terrible crisis created in their lives, no, it will not be. We will never turn back to Krishna. So this is how. So we should take as a learning that we should always keep Krishna in our in the center. Otherwise, no, we will not feel the intensity of the devotional services. So always know we always preoccupied with our own things, and this is another lesson Krishna has shown us that how the world in the actually Krishna wants to teach the world, saying you guys are always preoccupied with your activities and you left me behind here. So you all have to come back to me. So in this way, he has created so many such leelas and did a small leela in this particular chapter. So, like we are in focus, and sometimes no, we are in off focus. So we will be distracted in our lives. So many socializing happens, right? When we all forget Krishna, yes, these are the ways. No, we do socializing, we do chatting without chanting. So in this way, there are so many ways we forget Krishna. And whenever we get into that and become off focus, but Krishna wants to teach some lessons to us, and he makes us to remember Krishna. So in this way, we should not neglect Krishna. We should always feel that we should be under the shelter of Krishna. So this is one learning from this particular verse. So verse 9, someone can read little louder. What is? No, it's not audible.
The assembled cowherd men and ladies began to contemplate how this thing had happened. Is it the work of some demon or evil planet? They asked. At that time, the small children present asserted that the cart had been picked apart by a baby Krishna. As soon as the crying baby had hit the cart's wheel, the cart had collapsed. There was no doubt about it.
Yes. When they asked the children what are some, because the children were nearby him, no, so they said, they narrated the whole story that Krishna touched the cart and the cart jumped off and other stuff. So the Yashoda Mai was very afraid. The small children were narrating, and Nanda Maharaj also very afraid of that. So immediately now the gopis came. So don't hear about these small children. They doesn't know anything. So they just narrated something. Don't worry about them. So it is your darling is safe. So let's go ahead and celebrate our the normal thing. So now Nanda Maharaj brought some brahmanas. So there are six qualities for these brahmanas. So in this particular verse, it talks about Ashuya, they are free from envy. Anrata, they are free from unfruitfulness. Damba, they are free from false prestige. Irsha, they did not have any grudge for any living. Himsa, they are never disturbed by others' progress or opulence materials. Mana Vivajitaha, free from false prestige or any expectation of the respect. So these brahmanas, whoever Nanda Maharaj brought them, no, so they are the top class brahmanas. So when Nanda Maharaj thought that when I bring this brahmanas and take blessings from this brahmanas for my child, now whatever the evils or whatever happening to my child will go away. So in this way, he has brought them and made them to chant the Vedic mantras, and also he gave abundant charity and got the blessings through them. So in this way, this particular pastime ended with that. Now, verse 10.
The assembled gopis and gopas, unaware that Krishna is always available, could not believe that baby Krishna had such beautiful power. They could not believe the statements of children and therefore they neglected these statements as being childish talk.
Yes. So they just neglected these statements as being childish talk. Verse 11 and 12.
Thinking that, thinking that someone bad planet had attacked Krishna, Mother Yashoda picked up the crying children and allowed him to suck her breast. Then she called for experienced brahmanas to chant Vedic hymns and perform an auspicious ritualistic ceremony. After the strong south covered men assembled the pots and paraphernalia on the hand cart and set it up as before. The Brahmanas performed a ritualistic ceremony with a fire sacrifice to appease the bad planet and then the rice grains, tusha, water, and curd. They worshipped the Supreme Lord.
Yes. So if you see this, so everybody thinking that some black planet has attacked Krishna, and so since they brought these brahmanas to recite the Vedic mantras, says that no, these black planets will not attack him more. So in this way, they were thinking, and also all these Vedic mantras again, no, it's about Krishna only. So they were thinking that the chanting the same the Vedic mantras, which is given for. So can you take him? So said no, he can come out of this black planet attacks. So they recited Swasti Vachan. This is one of the prayers, and they gave the blessings. This Swasti Vachan was basically to give the blessings from the demigods, from the higher planets, such that no, all this black planet attacks can go away. In this way, they were able to get this ritualistic ceremony to end. So 13 and 15.
Additional.
Yes.
Yeah. When Brahmanas are free from envy, untruthfulness,
Hmm.
unnecessary pride, grudges, disturbance by the appearance of others, and false mistakes, their blessings never go in vain. Considering this, Nanda Maharaj soberly took Krishna on his lap and invited such truthful Brahmanas to perform a ritualistic ceremony. According to the holy hymns of the Sama Veda, Rigveda, and Yajurveda. Then, while the hymns were being chanted, he bathed the child with water mixed with pure herbs, and after performing a fight ceremony, he simultaneously fed all the brahmanas with first class grains and other food.
Yes, this topic, this particular verse talks about the brahmanas, which we have seen that six qualities, all the six qualities are mentioned here, and they completed these Vedic mantras. So the child has bathed with water, with pure herbs as part of the ceremony, and they sometimes fed all the brahmanas with first class grains. So all these items, food items, grains were so pure, and they were able to sacrifice to by giving it to the brahmanas. Next.
Then
16.
Maharaj, for the sake of the appearance of his own son Krishna, gave the Brahmanas cows full decorated with garments, flower garlands, and gold necklaces. These cows, fully qualified to give ample milk, were given to the Brahmanas in charity, and the Brahmanas accepted them and bestowed blessings on the whole family and especially upon Krishna.
Yes, this is how Nanda Maharaj has given this Brahmanas the cows fully decorated with garments, flowers, and gold necklaces. In this way, he has given so many such charity to the Brahmanas. The last one.
The Brahmanas who were complete expert in chanting the Vedic hymns were all yogis innate with this mystic power. Whatever mistakes they spoke were certainly never
Yes, they are never fruitless.
true.
Yes. So with this pastime, so we will discuss an important discussion now. So what Sakatasura represents? Any idea? Represents burden. Okay. So the Acharya says that how this Sudaguru represents Putana. Similarly, the burden represents the Satakashura represents burden. So there is a story that some people were carrying goods in a small boat, just crossing a river. So the small boat is going very nicely, and based on the reverse current, the boat is smoothly moving. So now these are devotees who is sailing on the river. This is analogy we are talking about. So these devotees have seen some people were just crossing the river by taking the loads on their head and shoulders. So then these devotees asked, "So why you are crossing the river, carrying loads on your heads and shoulders? Why can't you put down the loads on this particular boat, and you can come with us, but it will take little slow, because based on the river current, it makes you to go to the destination." Now once this devotees told to this people, those who are walking across the river, they said, uh, uh, people told them, "So we can easily sail, right? It's already given an option to these people." But these people said, "No, no, no, if we put down our load on your boat, the boat will can sink and everyone will be drowned, so we doesn't want to get into your boat." So this is, so what is the analogy here is, see, the bhaktas are traveling on the boat, and this bhaktas, the whatever the load they have on the boat is the spouses, children, family, and so these are the burden they kept. But what did they did? No, they kept it in the center of Krishna. In this way, right? Since Krishna is at the center, they did not feel the burden of a family which they were carrying, and they just crossing the river, and what are the facility provided by them. And these people, those who are crossing the river, where they were carrying the loads on their heads and shoulders, they are the non-devotees. So this analogy is very, very, which we see today also, right? You try to call some people, practice Krishna conscious. They say, no, if we doesn't want to become very serious in Krishna conscious, because once we become serious, no, we will lose the rest of the things. Basically, they were trying to say that I have this burden, I'll carry it, even those option of getting into this Krishna conscious activities where you can reduce the burden, but they doesn't want to reduce. So here, this is one analogy Srila Prabhupada mentioned about the burden. And also, right, people say, no, I doesn't want to become more bhakti. So this fear, actually, if you have this kind of fear, you'll never become serious in your bhakti. So such people we come across. So this particular analogy of crossing the river talks about you should have a faith on the Hari, and the Hari will reduce the burden on your head. Another So there's a Bhagavad Gita shloka 7.15. Namam dushkritno muda prabhadyante naradama. So naradama here, Srila Prabhupada talks about the typical donkeys. So how the donkeys, because since we are talking about the burden, how the donkeys works very hard. They carry so much of loads, which is made of, is basically the food only. But once the donkeys unload this the food or the items on the body of the donkey, then the owner will give a grass which is available everywhere. Similarly, the people living in this particular age, people are working like donkeys. So whatever they need, they just commit to the lot of wants, basically. They, whatever necessity they have, right, it's accomplished with whatever the work they do. But what people do know, they commit for more and they want to earn more. In this way, this load carrying donkeys is the lifestyle of the current age. So this is also one Sakatasura. We should able to uh, come out of this particular lifestyle by when just Krishna kicks you out. So Krishna kicking you out is nothing but some devotee coming and pulling you from this samsara. So this is one analogy mentioned. And another one is in Shrimad Bhagavatam second canto. It is said that a head that does not bow down before the Lord is like a heavy load. It will simply push one down to hellish condition of life. So here also, right, it talks about a rich man carrying a turban on his head. This big turban should not become a burden for him if he doesn't bow down to Lord Hari. So there are people, those who are proud, they have proud based on their positions, they how much they never put their foot in the temple. Such people, right? They also get into this kind of torture. Also, they get into so many the material activities. So then they eventually know if they don't bow down in front of the Lord, they eventually get finished. So this is one more analogy mentioned. Also, Srila Prabhupada says that if you put a heavy crown on a drowning man, what will happen? He will go down still. He will drown more and more. Similarly, if a proud man has already he is proud about his higher birth, his possessions, and all these things now will become heavy crown in future, and he will drown in the samsara again. So in this way, right, this burden, whatever Sakatasura represents the Lord, it talks about this different analogies what we see now. So everybody is fit into some things, right? Once you come to Krishna conscious, you will this burden will drastically reduce, and because since we are keeping Krishna in the center of all our activities. Also, right, Sakatashura represents lethargy, laziness, and dullness. So these three things also represents. If you all facing these things, then that means Shakatashura is among with you, is with you. So you should take the shelter of Krishna such that it will be eradicated completely. So Srila Prabhupada talks about a word called dull matter. Dull matter. It has no necessity. It is dull matter. As soon as you have got life, there is necessity. Without feeling necessity means dullness. Just like this Hawaiians, very nice. They did not think the necessity of the skyscraper motor car, but what is inhabited by the Americans. That is the difference between advanced and not. So here, Srila Prabhupada emphasized that without feeling necessity means dullness. So whenever we come across these uh, lethargy, laziness, and dullness, we should be under the shelter of Krishna. So with the story of Shakatashura, which represents burden, so ends here. So one more thing which we want to mention here is, Prabhu, the last slide. Yes. So uh, tomorrow is the day where the ISKCON has been incorporated in New York in 1966. This has happened in the year 1966. So tomorrow is that auspicious day, and this on the day of I hope you all came across the seven purpose of ISKCON. So we will recite this today. The seven purposes. If you see the slide, there are seven purposes mentioned. The first one is the propagate spiritual knowledge, propagate a consciousness of Krishna. The third one is to bring the society near to Krishna, encourage the Sankirtana movement, erect holy places of pastimes of Lord Krishna, teaching a simpler and natural way of life, and distribution of spiritual books. So, in the year 1966, Srila Prabhupada has just playfully given this acronym ISKCON. But many of his friends were telling that you should start the society name with the name called International Society for God Consciousness. Then Srila Prabhupada denied that. If you say God, everybody have their own meanings of God. It doesn't represent. It doesn't give a personal touch for Krishna consciousness. If you just give God consciousness, everybody thinks no, this personality can be a god, that personality can be a god. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada was emphasizing this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. There was a big pastime where, like how much Srila Prabhupada has struggled in incorporating that. Within a month, I think, within a month, Srila Prabhupada was able to register the society. When he was registering the society, there were none of them, no disciples or no devotees. So that time he had some help from handful of devotees he had. So all these devotees, even though they were not qualified, but for the purpose of Krishna consciousness, they signed this document. They legally registered in the New York City. At that time, Srila Prabhupada was telling that Krishna consciousness is like a spark. So when uh, when you blow that spark, it becomes a fire. So in this way, so he has used each and every opportunity to make the society to get registered. So when the legal work has been done, Srila Prabhupada outlined seven purposes for international society. So those words are just afterwards. So I'll just read them. To systematically propagate spiritual knowledge to society at large and to educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalances of value in life and achieve real unity and peace in the world. The second one is to propagate a consciousness of Krishna as it is revealed in the great scriptures of India, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. To bring the members of the society together with each other and near to Krishna, the prime entity thus developing the idea within the members and humanity at large that each soul is part and parcel of the quality of God, Krishna. To teach and encourage the Sankirtana movement, congregational chanting of the God, holy name of God, as revealed in the teachings of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To erect for the members and for society at large a holy place of transcendental pastimes dedicated to the personality of Krishna. To bring the members closer together for the purpose of teaching a simpler, more natural way of life with a view towards achieving the aforementioned purposes to publish and distribute periodicals, magazines, books, and other writings. So these are the seven purposes of ISKCON. I hope all the seven purposes are achieved in our center also. So we are trying to put down all these purposes in different ways. And also here, Srila Prabhupada has not mentioned about the distribution of prasadam. So the distribution of prasadam is also now is one of our purposes of ISKCON, where Srila Prabhupada has mentioned within 2 kilometers of radius, no one should become hungry basically. So we are trying our small steps to achieve this, where we can distribute prasadam on the regular basis. So now we have started in Sarja Food, the Food for Life, which is helping so many devotees and also non-devotees. So in this way, we are putting effort whatever Srila Prabhupada has given in small steps, and also this if we uh, don't follow the seven purposes, anyone in the society who is under the shelter of ISKCON can raise their voice and eventually it should be corrected. So in this way, right, the seven purposes are very important, and make use of yourself as part of the devotees association, and try to propagate, try to preach more about these things. So with this, um, I'm ending the session. So any questions we can discuss.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, that was a wonderful session. So
Thank you,
much of
Mataji.
information, so much of I see, so much of endeavor to gather all the lessons for all of us and to be displayed on the screen, and so that